Bung someone through there, Carolyn. Oh, it is. What line? On line 1, of course, it's our regular Saturday morning call from Standard Liege's own scout, Neil. Neil!
Hello, Dad, how are you?
I'd like you to come in here one week because I feel, you know, you are the 13th man, as they used to say.
Well, I'd love to. It's a bit emotional now because this is our last game, really, this season. We're off to see Southampton Derby.
Very briefly, Neil, of course, and his friend, just being in possession of some writing paper and a tie with Standard Liège, and it present themselves at most grounds in the country as scouts for Standard Liège, and they are accepted wherever they go, like Simon Smith and his amazing dancing bear. Where are you going today?
We're off to Southampton today.
Okay, under the guise of being Standard Liège scouts?
Of course, yeah.
Now, have you been to the Dell before?
We've never been to the Dell before.
Okay.
Do they know you're coming?
They do know we're coming. They've even got us car parking spaces.
Of course, yeah.
So we thought we better not bring the van. We're going in the nice car today, just to make it all seem, you know, all above board.
What news of recent shenanigans? Have you been anywhere since we last spoke?
Well, we went to the England-Portugal game.
Yeah.
Care of the FA.
Come on now. You see, there are people up here who are rumbling that maybe this is... I don't mind if it's a whole bogus string of things here.
I don't believe it is.
No, I don't think it is, but we need some photographic proof if you're pitching up at Wembley now.
Well, this is what I'm going to do for next...
You got us into the papers last time with the size of Mellor's penis. You know that, don't you? You got us all into the papers there, and it was terrible. There were terrible journalists rifling through my bins trying to find size as well. The kind of things that are in front of any
They were
old
looking for photocopies.
They were looking for exactly, yeah. And you got us into terrible trouble with that. So what was Wembley like?
Wembley was quite good, actually. The tickets weren't very good because obviously they were, you know, it was, I think we're talking restricted view here, so, I mean,
really?
but at least they got us some anyway.
That's one thing. That's just because they don't fancy playing Belgium in the World Cup.
But the other thing was, when I went to the famous one, I went to see Mr. Mellor, the Chelsea-Vicenza game, my mate was at work and he couldn't see the game on the telly, so he taped it. And we're just behind Ken Bates.
You're joking.
Yeah, well, they shoot the Ken Bates halfway through the game.
In any Chelsea game, there's always the obligatory 10 cutaways of Ken Bates and his square jaw.
And you can just see us. You can just see us about 2 rows behind Ken Bates.
What are you wearing?
I've got like a grey, blazer thing on with like a brown overcoat.
Really?
Yeah,
now you see, this kind of detail you can't... I'm sure you can't ad-lib this kind of detail. The man's bona fide.
And I think I'm writing a few got the programme in the hand, writing a few notes, but it was a great shot. It was brilliant. Well,
then this, of course, covers the other one I've been on telly too, on football matches, but however, we know your beer is bigger than that. When you're behind Ken Bates, as you were, something I've always wondered, because these shots of Ken Bates, he always seems to be forever trying to get comfortable in his seat, and he's never smiling, and I suspect, I don't know, that he makes low noises, does he? I think this is what Ken Bates sounds like, because when you see that cutaway of him, I think he's going... I think he makes noises like that, does he?
I really don't know, Dan.
Well, look, next time you're behind him, do it so, because I do. Every time I see that cutaway, I have to provide the noises, because I think, well, if he was mic'd up, you'd hear... I think that's it.
He's certainly got everybody fawning all around him.
There is some kind of contractual obligation to show him on the
lots of shots in there. Why? I mean, it's always good.
You'll never be back in the bridge otherwise.
Oh, we finished, have we? All right, I believe, just as the phone lines are going nuts about other business, it would be Joanne. Ladies and gentlemen, on line 7, this will be our friend Joanne, a little later than usual, but always welcome. Good morning, Joanne.
Morning, Danny.
I do apologise for walking out on you last night.
That's okay, Danny.
If that's not a phrase you're used to, because I was on my way home, and I thought, Joanne was there, and I forgot all about it. So, Joanne, now, you're in the capital today. Or you may have gone back again, I don't know. You certainly were yesterday, and we met, and hats off to you, so you may have gone back again now. So we didn't even get a chance to chat, and fellas, absolutely, you know, last week, or was it the week before, Joanne, I said you might be 15 stone.
You said I might be 50 stone.
I said you might be 50 stone, that's right. And
you're going to live with a 15, but
I said you may make Peter Schmeichel look less of an old bag than he is.
Yeah.
I said something like that, and quite rightly, you had a sharp intake of breath, but laughed it off. And I can tell everyone now that is absolutely not a grain of truth in that outrageous suggestion. Radio does not lie, she's as good as she sounds. So, Joanne, what do you want to tell us?
Well, you know, I dropped the bombshell about the photographs last week.
Last week, you told us about a Premier League manager who, after the swings and roundabouts of the previous weeks with various Premiership players, got in touch with you and said, listen, this is getting a bit too high profile now. You couldn't give us those photographs back.
In fact, to be absolutely truthful about it, he sent a car to pick you up, a large car, and you were driven to his presence. Is that right?
This is all correct, yeah?
Right, yeah.
Okay, now, what are the...
this is the call we do pay attention to,
exactly. What are the developments, ho-ho?
Well, he's rang me several times, surprisingly.
Yeah.
And he's offered me a certain amount of money.
Really?
Yeah.
Which I would take.
I don't know.
Oh, come on, what do you want the photos for? What do you want them for?
Oh, they're nice to look at.
They're not. I mean, actually,
sure
thinking
nice
of the
to look
individual
at.
involved, I mean, seriously, it would put me eye out. Just forget it. I mean, these are single photos. There's no double. You're not in any of the. You're in photos singly, but not together.
That's right, singly. Yeah.
Well, there you go. If I were this fella listening now, who probably the beads of sweat are forming as he tries to have a soothing and refreshing cup of coffee, I would say, well, so what? So, I mean, Simon Callow, the actor, has an entire book out of himself standing naked by a fireplace. Now, it's not my kind of coffee table book, but nevertheless, the human body, what is in these photos that could possibly be upsetting?
Nothing.
Exactly. Are they Polaroid photos?
They are.
Are they? Oh, how revolting. I didn't think Polaroid still did that sort of thing.
They do.
Joanne, do you remember when Polaroid did an advertising campaign saying, now you can be in the picture?
Yeah.
And they had these people sitting by the Acropolis in a photo together, as if anyone had the slightest intention of using some of the world's great backdrops for these photographs. They had a 30-second delay for one reason only. Now, how much money have you been offered?
5,000.
5,000?
That's what I understand to be the figure.
Woo!
5,000.
And you're not taking it?
No,
Are you hanging on for more money? Or
I'm not hanging on for my money. It's not
do you
the
need
money.
an agent?
When he starts bidding at 5,000,
I'm saying you can get 15, yeah?
Yeah.
$5 grand per. I mean, you know, if the fella didn't want his photographs taken, then you simply should. I'm pretty happy to say, apart from an ironic set of gay photographs taken in they're so ironic that I had taken in 1978 in a chalet with 4 of me mates, involving shaving foam and well, I can't say the other. But they're out there. So this is an absolutely true story, Joanne, while we're swapping these.
Yeah.
Daddy knows, occasionally we sell our record collections, don't we?
Yes,
over
you
the
do.
years. Yeah,
Yes.
and when I sold all my vinyl once, I sold all my vinyl.
And
I
inside...
thought, where are them load of Polaroid photos me and the lads took with our old fellas at? Oh, I think they were inside Crosby, Stills and Nash's Deja Vu.
Well, that's the worst thing they find inside those, Danny. You'll be doing very well.
No, it was. So there are 2 or 3 around. I think everyone somewhere has... Dan, are there any nude photos of you in the world?
There's a film out currently with me fully naked in it, so...
There's not.
You know there is.
I didn't know you were naked in it.
Have I not told you this?
Joanne?
Yeah?
Would you pay shilling to see Dan with nothing on?
I would, yeah.
Would you pay $5 grand?
Just coming back to this then, so what are you going to do, Joanne?
I told you I'm divorcing Jack, and I am completely...
No, not you, her. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Well, I would possibly consider just giving them back to him if he'd have asked me nicely.
Yeah, you see, that's the blokes all over, innit?
Oh, I don't think so. Hang on, you're Joanne, the other week you rang up and you were chuffed that some player had given you 50 quid to buy something fluffy.
Oh, no.
50 quid.
There's a lot of fluffage in $5 grand.
Take the $5 grand. Take the $5 grand. Or, here's something, why don't you just give him the photos back?
Well, I would do if he asked nicely.
No, take the $5 grand. I thought you was going to be my kind
Remember,
of
as part of I'm saving
Wait
this
there,
for tonight,
Joanne.
Danny. Remember, as part of this last week, somebody sent in a doctored photograph of me and you and someone purporting to be Joanne, yes?
Yeah.
And I said, start sending us more pictures of me and Danny that you've doctored up.
Oh,
this is the
no.
most
Wait there,
presentable...
Joanne.
No. That's all I was...
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah, I look fantastic, don't I?
I look tremendous. Oh, my God, that's going to...
I should go on a diet if that's how I
very,
would look.
very
Yeah.
nice. Joe, is there any other plans you've got for this upcoming week?
Yeah, well, I'm going to a away match today.
Yeah.
And,
Is this Bow 1, Bow 2, Premier League footballer 1, 2 or 3 you're seeing?
2 and 3.
2 and 3?
Yeah.
Now, look, forgive me if I've got the maths wrong here. I don't think you've had the 2 and 3 combination before.
I haven't,
No.
but maybe.
Because you elbowed 2 when you saw 3.
That's right, well, 2 is still in a real huff about
Right,
everything.
huffage.
All right. And
I need today's fixtures.
And the
Now,
last
where's
thing I
today's
want to say,
paper, Danny?
you were with your friend last night.
Yeah.
How about some of that action? It's 20 to 1. I thought it was on the evening show for a second there.
Yeah.
I think she was going to say,
What was
yeah.
a friend like?
Oh, man, alive. A peach and a pip and a dandy. Oh, man, I tried to play the television card, but she only likes footballers. That's
Was
it.
there any yummage?
Oh, plenty of yummage. So, all right, there's this week's call from Joanne. You know when Sweep's the best thing Sweep does? When Sweep faints, when he gets so shocked...
I said no there, but I said it in Sooty language and you couldn't hear me.
Sweep faints. He gets so shocked by something, he faints. And what he does, he goes bolt upright and then swirls round twice and then falls straight on his back. He goes, bong. Oh, no, Sweep's fainted. Come on, Sweep. He faints when he gets bad news.
Mr. Matthews, he's fainted. How does Ramsbottom talk?
Ramsbottom's got another voice. Comes along, oh, Sweetney, you can't do that, Sweetney. Hear the Keggy Kegels at Fulham. Yes, that's right, Sweet. That's what Ramsbottom does. I've never known anyone who ever was a ball boy, I must say. Never known. I don't know where they come from. And a friend of mine who got married the other week, and it's a terrible thing to say because they're great kids, obviously, the ball boys. If I was that age again, I'm sure my son would love to be a ball boy there in Millwall. However, my friend of mine loves absolutely gratuitous swearing at the ball boys because they don't expect it. Even at her own ground, it certainly does it away ground. As they run and get the ball, he always shouts out, "Hurry up, you little..." And they go, "Oh," and they are so shocked. "Yeah, you tiny." He goes, he shouts at them. Don't shout at the ball boys, Pete. And he kills himself laughing because obviously he doesn't mean it. "Well, you wait till I get hold of you, you tiny." They look at him. They think their Millwall supporters really are mad. They are screaming abuse. It's like
it's the bookend that goes with "Lions, you old man."
Oh, no, it is, yeah. Oh, if we go one down, "That's your fault, you little..." And the kids, "Oh, Dad, I want to go home."
This is lane 5. Yeah, lane 5. This is lane 5, and this will be Katie. Hello, Kate.
Hello, Arsenal aren't going to lose today because I've sold my soul to the devil so that Arsenal will win.
Well, you see, you don't want to talk lightly here because he turns up to collect, as history shows us.
That's what I'm worried about.
So,
ladies selling their soul, of course, is only their second most valuable commodity.
Oh, Dad. Kate, how did this happen?
Well, it's just, when at Christmas time we were playing really well and then suddenly it all went a bit pear-shaped. And my cousin Jane supports Wasps as well, the rugby team.
Yeah.
And I just said to her, like, well, perhaps if we sold ourselves to the devil, we might start doing a bit better.
How did you sell yourself? How does one?
I mean, this is
can't do it in a post office, can you?
Because I'm not 100% sure whether I've actually done it or not.
Well, what did you do?
Well, I just thought it, you know. I don't know whether you actually have to, like, conjure it up.
He only needs literally needs just a mere shard of light, the merest chink in the soul.
This is my worry.
You didn't summon him up, did you?
No, I didn't summon him up, but, I'm a bit concerned that you just have to think it. I've been talking to my friend who's really into witchcraft, and she's trying to find out for me.
She's into witchcraft? All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Now, Kate, let me write down...
How are inquiries proceeding? How do you find out?
This is the thing I want to do, like a police blotter. Here we have Kate, Arsenal supporter, right? Now, when did this happen, Kate?
About Christmas time. It's after Christmas.
Here's what we know. One, it is Christmas, and Arsenal are not doing very well, are they?
No.
Arsenal not doing too good. Let me write this down. Not doing too good. Okay, now, Kate then... asks for help from which source?
The devil.
Asks for help
from the soul,
the devil. The deal being, if Arsenal's form changes, what do you owe the devil?
My soul.
Owes her soul for upturn in form. So, what happened to Arsenal's form after Christmas?
Well, we haven't lost since.
They have not lost.
And we're going to do the double. Well, we might do the double.
So, I don't know. I'm no lawyer. But if this were a contract, I feel...
Oh, it's watertight, that.
I'm saying absolutely.
Oh, no.
I would put this under several reservoirs in Britain, and we can all have hose pipes throughout the summer.
Yeah, but I mean, does it mean it happens at the end of the season? Is that when I sort of have to go and sit with it more?
No, Kate, you can't lighten this up. It happens when you die. You will suddenly find yourself in a place... another place.
Oh, don't say that, Danny.
Kate,
eternal damnation and torture.
And there's no way back, unless, of course, you get thee to a nunnery this afternoon and say, please let them get beat, please let them be runners-up, please let Newcastle win the cup, and you will be a free man. But, Kate, you have to weigh up your love of the Gunners against your mortal soul.
Kate, you'll be going to a place where the torture...
I feel uneasy for Kate.
Where the torture is so damnable, you'll end up in the pages of Bizarre magazine.
You will.
Now, second thing, Kate...
Hieronymus Bosch is saying, I'm not sketching Kate, she's too far out.
Do you think the mighty Arsenal should lay down at Barnsley to put Spurs in the mire this afternoon?
Well, if we could guarantee that we'd still win the league...
you've won the league.
Yes.
Forget that. Oh, you think they should?
You have guaranteed they're going to win the league, Kate.
Yeah.
Already. It is just a matter
of... in that case, let us lose to Barnsley. I'm going to go and watch it on Norwegian TV in the pub this afternoon.
Speaking of that, what pub? Oh, no, we better not say shut down.
Speaking of which, thank
you very much, Kate. And the last chilling thought I want to bring to Kate here, in for a penny, in for a pound, Kate. If you're going to sell your soul to the devil for Arsenal, and you've done that, because to think is to act. Remember, this is just the fleshly pot we inhabit during these, 60 years and 10 upon this vale of tears. So you've done it. The thought is the thing. You've sold your soul. Arsenal are winning. So you may as well say, well, look, devil... Tottenham may as well go down then. So you may as well do that on behalf of Walnut, because you have sacrificed your soul. You may as well do the whole deal. He's a reasonable guy, I understand. What do you got, Dan?
I've got a new king of Baker and Kelly United.
Oh, no.
Up front. What we call it? United these days, isn't it?
God knows, yeah.
Okay. Last week we were discussing the possibility... incidentally, attention, Rupert Murdoch. Attention, Rupert Murdoch. Last week, remember we had the people who could get television in various ways.
He's pretty busy these days, by the way. Yeah, go on, what?
Well, he's got getting his World Cup in together.
Oh, yeah, there's that, yeah.
Now, you remember we were talking about people who were getting false aerials to get various kinds of TV programs in.
We were talking about how can you get football matches for free without actually seeing them on television or showing up.
Now, the person who sent us this letter is a fool because he's put his name and address on it.
And this guy or Shane?
Yes, but we won't give out your name because you are too good. He says, "Dear Dannies, I am the king of free football." Your caller last week was correct when he offered the explanation of the video sender, which we bought on any market. We had that thing which could pull in next door neighbours.
That's right, pull in the next door neighbour's satellite signal, yeah.
But this small-time operator can only ring next door and has to give her one ring on the telephone. I can beat that. Some years ago, I invested in a mains version of the video sender with a 50-yard range. Since then, I have broadcast Sky Football to my entire street free of charge.
Come on, stand up in there, come on. Come on.
And there's more.
He is. This is it. This country was founded on small business with ideas just like this.
I regularly receive phone calls from fans along the street of he calls it HBS, which is his own name and then broadcasting system after it, when it is transmitting. Now, I have taken the technology a stage further. I can now hook up my camcorders to the system, and I often interrupt the broadcast with shots of my house and our reactions to what's going on in the game.
Oh, no.
Occasionally during big games, I'm joined by my godson, who goes live with myself as we act as pundits during the half-time break and give our views on the game.
That letter here. That's not good. Let's go. That is coming to me.
Yeah. Awfully headed, and occasionally they receive phone calls from their neighbours disputing their view of the game, which is live on the camcorder and transmitted to the rest of the street.
Good.
Don't give his name, Max. They'll only come after him. They'll only come after him.
No, never. Just to recap that entire... There's no reason to...
we might have to do this again this evening, that one.
It's somewhere in the north of England. That's all I'm going to tell you.
All you need to know.
And, yes, we've got to do this again. He has developed a device which not only steals satellite pictures, but broadcasts them up and down his own street. And by employing a camcorder, he and his family are the pundits at half-time, and they receive phone calls from the neighbours disputing their view. This is the spirit. This is the spirit.
Yeah.
Incidentally,
World Cup organisers, get a grip.
Exactly.
Get that fella on board.
Exactly. I mean,
I'll show you ticket sales.
Here's someone who's getting more viewers than, a Granada Plus and all of that.
Under the moon.
Back in 1976, I was collecting the old Panini football sticker albums.
Yeah.
And I had a gap in my album, which was Stuart Pearson.
Stuart Pearson,
Manchester United.
Yeah.
When I've actually tracked it down, who should be on it but me behind him?
No.
Yeah.
What do you mean me behind him?
Well, Stuart Pearson was running out at Highfield Road at Coventry with a ball in his hand looking down, and I was behind him in a tan leather coat and a shock of blonde hair.
You are on a Panini sticker?
Yep.
And not only that, but the very one you were chasing up, you were on it?
I was on it, yeah.
This is one of the greatest brushes with fame I've ever heard.
And there was the 70s, he had a tan full-length leather coat, like Superfly.
Listen, here, let me write this down. This is a great category. It's called I, sir, am a footnote in football history. Have you still got it?
No, unfortunately, I've lost it.
How could you lose yourself? What is this? This is like going up to the beefeaters at the Tower of London saying, Crown Jewels, sorry, mate, we've lost them. Honestly, we took our eye out for 5, and how could you lose a Panini sticker with yourself on?
Well, I don't know. I've moved house since, and unfortunately, it's got lost.
Wasn't it framed and up on the wall? So on those long winter nights...
What was your previous address?
What
was your previous address? Just tell me the street.
Charlie Road.
And the number? Just tell me the street. Everybody in Chorley Road now should be... lift the carpet. It's under the carpet somewhere, or in the back of a wardrobe.
But how old were you when you saw this?
I'll be about 7.
Oh, you were 7?
Yeah.
Now, this must have made you a very big 7-year-old amongst all your peers, didn't it?
I was a celebrity at the time.
Yeah. Do you remember, actually, the occasion it was taken, the photograph?
Yes, it was Coventry City vs Manchester United. It was around about 1976.
Yeah.
And Coventry won 3-0.
I can't imagine as a 7-year-old seeing yourself on a panini sticker. No wonder the rest of your life has been such a disappointment, has it? Have things worked out? What would you say was the greatest day of your life?
1985 Freight Rover Trophy Final.
Point made, yeah.
I thought they were going to be... I really thought some kind of wife and kids was going to be dragged in there. And I was going to trump him by saying surely it should be... No.
This is from David Peck in Doncaster. You have to help me with this, Danny. David Peck speaks German.
Oh, yeah.
And has translated the tunnel conversation between Herr Gross and Herr Klinsmann, the famous conversation of a couple of weeks ago, 10 days ago.
How was he privy to it?
There you are. That's neither here nor there.
I think it's there.
Now you speak the German a little, don't you?
I know.
You can read the words.
What is the table made of?
Right. I'm going to give you, and you will read out Klinsmann and what he said, and I will read you the English translation of the entire conversation in the tunnel.
Oh, I know this.
Right.
I can't say the first one.
You can. It's just German. It doesn't matter.
Hey, Gross.
No, you got to say Klinsmann says.
Klinsmann.
Yeah.
Hey, Gross. Du Arschloch.
Well done, boy. Well done, boss. Thanks to your tactical genius and strict disciplinary methods, we have managed to overcome a formidable Bolton outfit. Then Gross says...
Du bist so alt. Du bist so näher hierfür, du Kriegbuch.
Thanks, Jürgen. I am pleased to see you've lost none of your electrifying pace or razor-sharp finishing.
Then Klinsmann says, ach, dein Kopf ist weit hinter das Londoner Planetarium. Und warum spielt der Justin Edinburgh? Ist es absolut scheiße.
Justin Edinburgh is a real star.
Then Herr Gross said, mit diesem Hemd werde ich aus Auto von David Pleat nicht weichen.
I'll have to dash because David Pleat has offered to drop me off near King's Cross.
Klinsmann, Pleat? Seine Nase ist so rot. Seid aus wie Mr. Punch.
It must be a great comfort to have a man of his experience of the game to fall back on.
Then Gross said, will mein Job. Du willst mein Job. Es ist nicht fair.
Together, the three of us can build Spurs into a mighty footballing force.
Ach du Backkartoffelkopf, du Bratwurst. Ich geb Sauerkraut dir besser Treinzeit als du.
Which means that Klinsmann said to him, why don't we all celebrate with a good old-fashioned German slap-up meal with much beer and passing of wind?
To which Gross said, wer pissen, du Stuttgarter Kicker?
Will there be pie?
Last couple of bits. Here's Klinsmann. Achtung, Blitzkrieg, 99 Luftballonen.
Probably, but Jeff Astle won't be there. Superb. That was from David. That's from David Peck, and that is a brilliant German play.
We're asking if you speak any foreign languages at all this morning. If you want to ring us up and give us opinions on football in foreign languages.
Then, what have we got to do before we go?
Some more pies. Not very many, but because there weren't many. Because, of course, people were trying to think of them, haven't they? For those of you who weren't here last week, the great Trevor Steele's, I've still got the letter here, I'm not going to do it all again. To add to this catchphrase of Jeff Astle's, any more pie, we had Ronald McDonald, any more fries. Barry Bucknell, the 60s do-it-yourself guy, any more ply. And the Riddler, any more whys. And on, and on, and on. Okay, we are therefore indebted, as they say, to Al Aspel Domestics and Mark Bradell, who's in, wherever he's in London, for the following. Are you ready?
Oh, go on then.
Hello.
We need the
music.
Or the sound effects of the churchyard again.
Paul Gascoigne, any more cry. Paul Merson, any more high. Leeds United FC, any more fly. Wait for it. Sir David Lean, the film director, any more quay. Ron Ely, 60s TV Tarzan, any more jai.
Oh,
and Jai, 60s TV Tarzan's Jungle Boy sidekick, any more Ron Eli.
Who did that one?
That was Mark Bradell. Mark, you should be ashamed of yourself. But any more quiet.
Any more quiet is the champion. If you can think of any more of those, or you want to get another, you can always write to us. Thanks for being with us both shows today.
Yeah,
I've been Danny Baker.
And I've been Danny Kelly.
Thank you very much.
Bye
To Phil Wilding in there, and to Jamie, and to Chloe who's there. And
Wait, I've got to tell you, when I went to see the play Hair, the same thing happened. Well, at the end, see, I was only
Stop
11.
laughing in the control. You must have heard this story
I was
before.
only 11 when I went to see Hair, and I had an aisle seat with my sister. It was like, you know, as a few years older than us then, and she took us to see Hair, her and her boyfriend. I was sitting on the aisle seat, and I don't know if you're familiar with the play Hair at all. Well, at the end of Hair, all the cast get naked and come down in the audience with a chorus of Let the Sun Shine in stroke Age of Aquarius reprise. So down they come into the aisle, and they stand in amongst the audience, naked, urging you to get up and dance with them. Now, I'm 11. I hate audience participation anyway, so I'm not even clapping.
As this show proves so very clearly.
I'm sitting on my hands looking straight ahead. Now, I'm on the edge of the aisle, and there's a fella here looking down our aisle. Let the sun shine in, let the sun shine in. His winkle brushed my ear. And I never went to the theatre again until about 3 weeks ago to see James Taylor. And I said, and he's singing, and I think, it's brushing my ear. For the love of God, let him move away. I'm with my sister, don't you understand? And it did, it brushed my ear. So your Frank Worthington story strikes a call with me. Thank you very much indeed.
0500 1053 89 and join the hijinks. I can't even remember where we are anymore. We had a pre-show cocktail, what can I tell you? Bung someone through, Phil. Line 4, and of course it's this space... No! Hang on, that's it. There you go. Seriously, line 4's on the air there. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, so, what can you tell us now, girl?
Hi, Danny.
Hello, mate. Hello, evening, Patty. Hello, Bobby.
Hi, Louie.
Well, I was going to say, where are you then? But that'd be giving it away, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Now, this morning you gave us some good juice. What did you tell us this morning?
I told you that the manager I was involved in...
He offered you £5,000 for his photographs.
That's right.
I'm offering you a fiver just to let us see these photos.
Well, Danny, I had them with me last night.
You didn't.
I did.
Oh, no.
I mean, I'm not interested in seeing him with no clothes on, but having met you, my dear, I wouldn't mind putting up the old website for that particular one. Oh, did you? Oh, nuts. Anyway, so what updates can you bring us? We heard about this morning, and you've turned it down because you said you're not interested in money, it's the memories that count.
That's right.
Okay, so what next for you then, girl?
Well, I've been to a match this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Very good it was.
Yeah.
But before the match, I saw Bo 3.
Oh, Bo 3. Now, I like Bo 3 a lot because he walked straight into the... if you don't know who this is, it's an extremely well-known Premier League player who didn't say a word when he first met you, but tipped off by Bo's 1 and 2, just walked straight in, gathered you up and stuck his tongue in your mouth, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Did he put his tongue in your mouth, or did you put your tongue in his mouth?
It was him, put his tongue in my mouth.
What do you mean that's enough? No, it's not. That's not that.
No, that's by no means enough.
Objection, Your Honour. I'm not leading the witness. I'm building to something here, and it will become relevant as my... Overruled. All right, okay, but I was leading to something there, and now you're never going to know what it was. It would have been a good clue for people out there. I'm trying to be as cloak and dagger as I can. All right, I withdraw the last question.
Okay.
So, all right, you didn't see his member at this point. I'm trying to build a case. I am trying to build a case. Anyway, so Bo 3's got in touch with you, right?
Well, I saw him before the match today.
Yeah.
And he was looking particularly irresistible.
Really?
He was.
Why?
I don't know what it was today.
Had a suit on or his kit on?
Suit on.
He had his kit on. Well, you'll put a stop to all that, won't you?
Well,
he had his kit on. He had his kit on?
No, he had a suit on.
A suit.
Oh, he had a suit on. How long then before kick-off?
Suit on? Oh, suit on.
How long before kick-off did you see him?
About an hour. And, well, we made our way to their coach, which was now empty.
No, don't tell me this, because otherwise, you see, a lot of people are starting to disbelieve you now, Joanne, and I'm saying, no, it's all true, because we do check it out, and it's cross-referenced, and I know it's terribly teasing, but it's actually happened. Now, I don't think, I know, is that going where I think it's going?
Yes, but...
Not in the boot.
No, we went actually in the coach.
Yeah, right. All right, so...
And,
we haven't got your coach noises with us, have we?
No. Oh, don't come a-knocking if this coach is rocking. Okay.
And we got caught.
Did you?
By a steward.
Did you?
Yes.
Well, being the kind of gal you are, I thought you'd have waved him on. And then you got caught. What did he do?
Well, he was knocking on the windows and asking who was in the coach. Mm. And we were furiously trying to get dressed.
It's Titanic again, isn't it? That handprint in the steam. Wow. Did he play today?
Pardon?
Did he play today?
Did, yeah.
You see, this is in America. They're not allowed. They're not allowed to drink or have sex for 2 hours before a game or something. Here we are, half an hour. No, not 2 hours, 2 days.
Yeah.
I think of Millwall's rules. And here we are. How long?
No, that's during the game, Danny.
Do you think the steward can now go public with it?
Well, he said he was going to report it.
Yeah.
So Bo 3 went and got his manager. who I'm afraid knows who I am now.
Yeah.
And he's, it's not going to go any further.
Yeah. Now, coming back to this other manager, you see, who offered the $5,000. Because I'm worried that the $5,000 is going to go to waste here. What kind of offer would you accept for your pictures?
From him?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, because I've got lots of nice presents, so I really don't need anything else off him.
I don't know. I can hear this tick, tick, tick in the background. It's all going to go. It's not going to be our fault. It's certainly not going to be our fault, Joe. So, Joe, what does your week look like? Who have you got lined up?
Well, Bo2.
What have you got lined up?
Well, Bo2 has set me up on a blind date.
Oh, Joe! With whom?
With, I don't know. I won't know.
By the way, Joe, that jumper I was wearing yesterday makes me look fat. Right? That's what I meant to say when I told you. Shut up. I meant to say when I told you, when I saw you. No, because I was wearing a suit last night. I thought, I wish I worn this suit, because Joe thinks I'm a great big fat bloke now, and I don't. I was at work, and I forgot you were going to pitch up. So, anyway, so Bo, you got a blind date, have you?
I've got a blind date with one of Bo2's friends.
I'm very concerned.
A player?
Yes, Premier League player, but I don't know who.
I'm very concerned about this manager knowing about all this now.
Thank you, Joe. I've lost you there, Joe. Thank you very much
indeed. Not renowned for his sense of humour, is he, the fella?
He's what?
Not renowned for his sense of humour. Manager too.
Isn't he? Oh, well, I mean, because you know me, I've got it all wrong probably. Yeah. Hang on.
No, give me a pen.
No, because there must be, because Bo3 is.
Yeah, but he doesn't play for Manager 2, does he?
Yeah.
No, sir.
Doesn't he?
No. Come here,
look. Hang on a moment. Go on, hang on. We're doing an ad break. Dan's going to tell me who we're talking about. Hang on, go on. 0500 1050
And I'm amazed that I know Joanne's life is hectic and
I got it all wrong, haven't I?
Never mind the poor public, you've now lost track of who these people are.
Absolutely. The manager who we've been talking about, and who 2 or 3 close friends of mine I might have told you who the manager is. I've got it all wrong. It's not him at all. It's not him at all. It's another one. I'm
the bloke who today
takes a lot of fun out of it for me.
Why?
Well, because the other manager is so much more famous than the other manager.
Yeah, but the manager who it really is it's well worth having for other reasons.
I know, but the other manager I thought was much more famous and much more of a story. I mean, this is still a Premiership manager. But nevertheless, I got it all wrong, and some of the Jews, I mean, no, it's not Joanne's fault, but in all this talk about Bo 1, Bo 2, Manager 1, Manager 2, on the coach, in a lay-by, I've somehow lost the plot. And I was under the impression that it was a much more
how many people have you told the other one to?
2. 2.
And can we track them down this evening?
Oh, yeah, they're both listening now, but I was wrong. Okay. It's all right, everyone's got their own opinion, and this is all real. I know a real lot of people, and I sound like a QVC presenter now, say to us,
you're measuring this story with a wooden ruler now, aren't you?
Yeah, they are saying, is it a wind-up? Is that a real person? Joanne is an entirely real person, and I met Joanne last night, and there's absolutely nothing a story. Many people, before she came on the air the first time, tried to trip her up and say, is there draw a parallel line through that, and that can't be right. But no, it's absolutely bona fide. However, I've got lost there, and I didn't follow the money.
Yeah.
And it's more to the that part of Britain than but yeah, that's where it is. Okay. And I also didn't know what club that player was playing for, did I?
No, you didn't. No.
Why did I think that?
Because there was a connection with that club.
They were playing there the other week, weren't they?
And there was also a connection with one of our previous correspondents who had had it off, frankly, with one of their players who'd now been transferred to another part of the country.
Oh, right, okay. 0500 1053.
And we know that it wasn't Lee Bowyer.
Oh, yeah, exactly. We know it well, yeah, because somebody said that's a footballer who rang us up and so we can rule him out. We don't want any other names, but we can tell you the only footballer you can definitely know it isn't is
Lee Bowyer.
And it isn't, that's no clue. That's not that's not a non-denial denial. It really isn't.
No.
And it's also, to be fair, who's the other one? Everyone keeps ringing us and
Andy Hinchcliffe. It's not Andy
Hinchcliffe.
Stop it.
Somehow, it's all to Andy, and Andy is absolutely nothing to do with this story neither. And we've not taken any more names because that's enough process of elimination.
Stop running out to Andy Hinchcliffe in the street and pointing at it.
It's nothing to do with Andy Hinchcliffe at all, but that's it. So that we're just going to say Joanne's calls now. If you've ever seen yourself on television, we want to make a full list of being in crowd shots on Match of the Day and stuff. If you've never been on television in any other capacity...
Can I start with me then? Because
have you?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Have you really?
A brilliant one, this. It must have been... obviously, you always play on London derbies just after Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Say the travelling. It must have been Christmas '69, I think it was. And I was, a teenager, and I begged my father to take me to Queen's Park Rangers. Spurs were playing at Queen's Park Rangers, and And he said, all right, we'll go. And I think it might have been Boxing Day. It was certainly very... Because I know that at Christmas I had been given... I'll come on to what I'd been given. Several things occurred that day. I've told you this before. It was the coldest day I've ever watched football on. My father swore he would never come to a football match with me again. And 30 years later, he has not come.
Really?
I know, it was too cold ever to go to football again. Both sets of players wore gloves. Spurs wore oatmeal-coloured gloves, and Queen's Park Rangers wore blue ones. Because Spurs had, for that one season, had a navy blue away shirt. Yeah. It's the first time I ever saw a referee in a red shirt.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Jimmy Greaves won the goal with a handball.
Okay.
Right. I was behind the goal when Jimmy Greaves scored the goal, so it was on quite a lot. But the main thing was that my mother, bless her silver-haired Irish old heart, had decided to knit me a Spurs hat for the big occasion that I was going to this match with my father.
Yeah.
Okay, it was knitted, she's a good knitter, it was blue and white hoops, as you would expect, and on top of it was a pom-pom. Remember how the pom-pom used to go?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
It was the exact size of my teenage head.
Now, I remember this now.
It was that big, the pom-pom.
It was a huge, I remember you telling me.
It was a huge pom-pom.
And you've got some happy old head, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. There's no shortage of headage here. And it was as big as my head. And they showed Jimmy Greaves' handball goal over and over again, Brian Moore investigating this heinous crime. And back at the shot, a tall, rather stringy boy with a huge pom-pom on his head.
I'm going to make it my life's work to track down this piece of film. Do you know actually which year it was?
It was 69, I think.
69.
Yeah.
Okay, the North London Derby in 69. We're looking for the kid wearing the great big pom-pom. You see, this is... you do, like we had the fellow with a Panini sticker last week, you do get some kind of... and we're looking for the person who's got the least connection with football, but you're famous in a very, very, very...
tiny footnote.
Tiny footnote. Famous in a tiny way in football, like a fella who's in the back of a Panini sticker. John on 4. Hello, John.
Hello, Danny.
John, what do you want to tell us, John?
I've got the Panini, as the gentleman said, but it's actually a Soccer Stars album, and I've picked him out.
Oh, listen to this.
I've got the other guy back.
So we've got the other fella back, yeah? Hang on, here we go. Now, look, hang on. So what's the other fella called?
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Hello, Danny.
Jonathan, talk to John here. John, talk to Jonathan. Tell him what you've got.
Jonathan, I have the Soccer Stars 76-77 season, Manchester United, and I have you in the Stuart Pearson sticker, but you also appear to be in the Steve Coppell sticker as well.
Oh, do I?
Yep.
That's brilliant.
You're turning your back away in the Steve Coppell one, and you're with, presumably, two of your mates.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, and you're all standing there together.
What's he wearing?
A great pair of trousers.
What do you mean?
Black and white check trousers.
Underneath a full-length brown...
half-length jacket.
Brown leather jacket, yeah.
Dry blue scarf.
Is this ringing a bell, Jonathan?
Yeah, that sounds like me.
Wow,
hang on. But the other John, what possessed you to go looking for this sticker?
God only knows.
No, you're a number one listener. That's
I thought to myself, I've got a few of these albums. I'm going to see if I've got this one.
The thing is, they made such a fuss recently. I mean, Joni Mitchell found her long-lost daughter after 30 years. There's not a dry eye in the control room here. People are breaking down and weeping all over the place.
I'm a professional journalist. I'm filling up.
This is incredible. You are reuniting this man with his Panini sticker, and you're taking it in your stride like this. I wish we'd have known. We'd have built up to this.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the thing is, you obviously have quite an extensive collection, John, of Panini books.
Well, actually, Danny, it was Soccer Stars at that time.
Yeah, but even so, you are obviously a collector.
I've only got 3 albums.
Well, the chances of you having the actual stickers then...
what are you going to do about getting this back, this image back to a 7-year-old boy who now,
I'm quite happy to send it to him.
Oh,
this album.
How soon? Eat your heart out.
Oh, God, here. This is... Oh, man alive, this is something. You don't get this. I don't know where...
I would say send it via us, but we would lose it.
We'd lose it straight away.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'll leave the pair of you to talk to each other now, and, I think if it was available on the last day of the season, we should bring them both in here and hand them over.
Yeah.
But how about that? I mean, you're not going to get anywhere else. What are you doing?
No, I'm just making sure that...
They can talk to each other.
No, it's gone now.
Yeah. Well, but the only thing I'm saying, I'm not being hard-hearted here, I think, John could have held out for 50 quid there.
I think he could have got the thick end of a ton.
I think the thick end of £100, I just think in carried away in a magnanimous moment in front of the nation's ears.
Yeah, but it won't be, but that's not going on the phone now.
Absolutely, yeah.
90 minimum.
Oh, John, I wouldn't, he said, Jonathan, I'd like to get this here, but a lot of accidents can happen on the... Well, that was a fantastic moment, and we're glad to have brought it to you on Talk Radio. Yeah. This is Katie. Hello, Katie. Thanks for hanging on. What do you want to tell us, Katie?
It's Katie.
Oh, it's the music.
Hang on, Katie.
Katie, 1 minute. Go on, Kate. What do you want to tell? Oh, it's Kate.
Yeah, it's Kate.
Kate, just bring everyone up to speed. Kate, tell us why you rang this morning and where you are now. What's happening?
I'm at home now after going to watch the Arsenal match on at the screen at the pub, and I've sold my soul to the devil for Arsenal to win.
You really have. This is not a joke. People think, aha, they're using it as an expression.
No. Just after Christmas, I said to my cousin, I'm going to sell my soul to the devil if Arsenal win the league. It was a bit of a joke then, but I'm a bit worried now.
No, exactly. As we ran through this morning, if I were a detective taking this down on a blotter, I would say to you, so this was at Christmas, was it?
Yep.
Oh, Christmas. Now, Christmas, what was Arsenal's form like?
Rubbish.
And then you just said, in anger, you said, if you read history, if you read, what is the classic selling the soul story to the devil?
Faust.
Faust, of course, Faust. I nearly said bedazzled, shows you what a pop child I am. If you read Faust, it always happens in a moment of anger, when the devil will sneak in when you're at your weakest. That was at Christmas. You asked for help from the devil, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
What was the deal you said? If Arsenal's form turns around and they win the league?
You can have my soul.
How has Arsenal's form been since Christmas?
Brilliant.
It looks like they're going to do the double.
Yes.
What do you owe the devil?
My soul.
And you're not feeling very easy about this, are you?
No, I'm really worried.
Well, I would be. Not now. You sound like a fairly young woman. But one day he's going to collect. When you lie there, surrounded by your loved ones, hopefully, drifting off, you're suddenly going to remember 1998 and this conversation.
I'm ever going to forget it.
I don't think you will. I don't think you're entitled to. Because, yeah, they're going to win the double. It's a small price to pay for somebody's mortal soul, rather. So, Kate, how was it this afternoon? Were you wishing them defeat?
No, never. They were wonderful, but...
I've got the music going on. She still don't mind she's selling her soul.
They done good today, Arsenal.
They did, yeah. Apparently they didn't play very well, but they did enough, yeah?
No, they weren't bad. They missed a few chances, but we were still better than Barnsley, who threw everything at it. But
you went to one of these pubs that gets continental television, does it?
Yeah, Norwegian on a huge screen.
Wow, is it packed?
Well, yeah, it was busy. It wasn't packed, though.
Yeah.
Very dark. It was like being in the cinema.
Did anyone come up to you and say, oh, you're the one... Do you still cast a shadow?
I think so.
A reflection, a shadow.
Yeah.
Is there something? I mean,
have you got a mirror near you now?
You can breathe on. If there's no breath on it, he's already collected. You're just a walking husk. You're a husk.
A chimera.
A chimera, exactly.
Please.
Look behind you. Is there a red Indian jumping up and down?
No, there's my shadow.
A shadow, but it's yours.
A shadow with long fingernails.
Yeah, exactly. It's what's it? It's Nosferatu. Das Vampire. Yeah.
Vampire. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for calling us back, Kate. We said we're going to do that. This is line 4, and this will be Martin. Hello, Martin.
Good evening, Danny. This is HBS, the Hubs Broadcasting System of
Oh, this is
giving out your name, Martin, now, you fool.
Martin's all right. It's all Martin.
I don't know where it is.
There are a million Martins out there.
Yeah, he's going to be surname as well,
isn't
isn't
it? It could be Fraser's dad. Okay, so it's Martin. Now, Martin, just to very quickly recap, Martin, well, tell us, Martin, why you're our
hero.
Yeah.
I have a pretty large house, and a while ago I bought a large transmitter, if you like, to take Sky around all the rooms of the house.
Right.
And pretty soon the people on the street were saying, where is Sky TV coming from? And I realised what had happened.
Yeah.
This thing is being beamed out around 50-yard radius around the home. And then I figured I could fix it up to either a video recorder
so hang on, Mike. So your neighbours are now receiving free, gratis and for nothing Sky Television, courtesy of your independent rebroadcasting company, is fair to say.
All right, okay, so 50 yards in each direction you can give them Sky, can you?
I can. They're even buying boosters to improve the picture quality.
Quite right.
Good for them. But you weren't satisfied with that, Martin?
We didn't. We looked at the technical side of things and figured that we could either hitch up a video recorder or a video camera. So now we can either intercept the game with live pictures of our living room, that's with Godson Mark, hello Mark, or we can do pre-recorded inserts.
Yeah.
Some of them are along the lines of, this is a subscription channel, we're going to turn off unless you send us money.
Absolutely.
And they don't give us money, but they ring up and sort of complain about the quality of the service they're receiving.
Do you ever comment on the games in progress?
Well, the game's in progress at half-time, at full-time, whenever it takes us. I even take bookings in advance now.
You must be the most popular man in your village, aren't you?
I certainly am.
I bet you are.
I wasn't going to be at home for the England game, but people were ringing up prior to that saying, you will leave the system on, won't you?
Leave it on, of course. Now, this happened by serendipity, just happy accident, and these are all obviously friends of yours.
Friends and neighbours, yeah.
Yeah, of course, and I'm glad to... And you really are the king of broadcast, and I said it is just this sort of insightful industry that made this nation in the first place.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad to hear it. Now, what plans do you have?
Well, we'd like to expand the system a little bit, perhaps get some proper interview panel stuff going. Perhaps invite some of the neighbours around, get them on the settee, do the pundit thing.
The actual signal it sends out and they receive, is it, you said they've got boosters, but is it, is it acceptable as it is?
It is pretty acceptable, yeah. It's just the people on the fringe who can't quite receive are now buying boosters to make sure they pick the thing up. So...
Oh, this is a wonderful thing. Yeah. You bought this just in a market or in a hi-fi shop?
In like a hi-fi shop about 3 years ago.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's a very good thing. I mean, to send it, because I've actually got, you know, Luddite that I'm, I've actually got a wire that carries it up. It's
called a rabbit, isn't it?
It says, took it upstairs. But this is the state of the art. Yeah. Martin is the king of broadcasting. Martin, as I say, we don't want to identify you any further than that, but it was a wonderful thing. And anything else you want to tell us? I just wanted to prove you existed, mate. I really did, so I thought it might be...
All this to say to my friends and neighbours, the system is improving for next season. There'll be a whole new panel.
Oh, he's getting up new stuff for next season.
That's as good as the pub last week. They had terracing building. Martin, thank you very much indeed. That's Martin, the king of broadcasting there. Anything else you've got whereby you can see games for nothing or getting live pictures from anywhere in the world for absolutely nothing, give us a call 0500 1050 389. Now, ladies and gentlemen, over the last few weeks, and I apologise if you've been hanging on, I know there's bigger fish to fry, but one of the most popular selections, our opinion only, is the idea of Jeff Astle asking if there was any more pie because he turned out to be the greediest footballer and a freeloading wife, apparently, but they turned up at a charity auction and then proceeded to fill their faces and ignore everyone else. The only time Jeff acknowledged his company was when he asked any more pie. This led on to our regular Trevor Treasure Steels, writing variations on the phrase any more pie. And now this is caught on like wildfire. We've had so much, genuinely, so much mail suggesting other variations on the phrase any more pie that here we go.
This week, I literally, how long have we got for this?
We've got 2.5 minutes.
All right, so you want to hear Trevor's normal joke first?
Yes, Trevor's normal joke first.
All right. Musically. Trevor has written in from CH Furniture, interior and furniture design specialist in Guildford, Surrey. Yeah. Did you hear? That's how he starts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Barcelona have signed an ex-bullfighter as a striker, but opposing defenders are walking all over him. Barca fans are so appalled at his play that they've changed his nickname from El Matador to El Dormata.
Ladies and gentlemen, this week's Trevor Steele joke expired at 7:26 and 55 seconds.
Okay.
There will be a short service followed
among
by
the myriad, and I'm talking about several dozen, including Trevor Steele's here. Ron Goodyear, Michael Smith, Mark Lockie, John Whitreed, Dave Murphy, Lee Carter, Richard Boone, Giles Evans, and the rest of you have sent in the following any more pies.
Here we go.
In no particular order. Peter Shilton on his way to the bookies. Any more fives? John Walk says, any more size? Mrs. John Walk says, any more rise? Graham Backstabber Rick says, any more knives? Jacques Cousteau, any more dives? Parsley from the herbs, any more chives? A squashed cat, any more lives? Mrs. Bunny, any more jives? Arthur C. Clarke, any more sci-fi? Leeds United last week, any more fly? Orville the Duck, any more I wish I could fly? Ron Atkinson's hair, any more dye? Dr. Stephen Hawking's, any more pie? Grim Reaper, any more scythe? No, don't stop. Ainsley Harriott, any more chive? Woody Allen, any more ties? Mutinous crew on the SS Bounty, any more Bligh? The innocent O.J. Simpson, any more deny? Fee, Fo and Fum, any more fi? Babe the Talking Pig, any more sty? People of Mexico, any more cacti? Alan Partridge, any more blazer and tie? J.D. Salinger, any more rye? And top of the list, Salvador Dali, any more clock?
Yeah, very good.
That's Richard Boone in Somerset. Any more clock?
Ladies and gentlemen, we've run out of time, and I know there were bigger fish to fry, as I say, but thanks to
everyone. Any more fry?
Any more letters, because they're always good. Just Talk Radio London, 2 Dans will get here.